wanna be the one. I wanna be the one who loves you.
What's going on, Michigan DECA? Welcome back to What's New in the Blue, your go-to podcast for all things Michigan DECA. My name is Milan Patel, your Vice President of Public Relations.
And I'm Ryan Carinanto, your state president. We're so thrilled to have you guys today. SCDC is only a month away, if you can believe that. And we figured it's a great time to get out all possible information to you, the members, about this conference.
So, for those of you who haven't been already to the state conference, this is going to be a ginormous conference, and this year is no exception. We're expecting over 4,200 competitors and excited to have you on. This is going to be the largest Michigan DECA State Career Development Conference in its history.
Awesome. Yep. So things are gonna look a little bit different this year, but we think it's gonna be worthwhile. Starting off with Thursday, let's get you oriented on the events of the day. It's not the opening session. Usually it's the opening session. It's our first day at the conference. It's usually how we open up things, but we decided this year to change things up a little bit. Our general session is going to be moved to Friday. But Thursday we're having our entertainment session, which is usually Friday, but this year we're doing it on Thursday. Drum roll, please. We're going to Pistons game. LCA. It's gonna be hype. All of you guys are gonna get tickets for it. It's 313 night, which obviously is Detroit's area code. It's a big, big thing for the Pistons. It's gonna be a super exciting time to be in the arena, and we're gonna be taking it over. So you guys better be loud, better be cheering for our boys. It's gonna be super exciting. So I hope you guys enjoy that very much. It's gonna be tons of fun. Things will run as normal, though, for Thursday outside of the general session and entertainment. We're gonna have all of our written event participants still competing. Best of luck to you guys. Obviously, be prepared to show up and show out on the first day as soon as you arrive. And good news, though, you'll get to enjoy the basketball game however late it goes and then sleep in. That's my go-to after my written. So definitely use Friday to your full advantage. Take in the city of Detroit. Millen?
I'm just super excited for the Pistons game. I know this is going to be my first Pistons game actually at
Wow.
the Little Caesars Arena, and I'm super excited. Like I've always kind of watched a good amount of Pistons game. I'm surprised it's going to be this long since I'm, going to be to my first game, but nonetheless, I'm super excited for that. And it is going to be completely packed, especially because the Pistons are pretty good this year, a lot better than last year at least. So it's definitely going to be a very packed, loud stadium. So hopefully you all brought your cheering to the state conference. Going into Friday a little bit too. Of course, if you're not a written event, you're most likely doing a role play event and will compete in the morning and afternoon that Friday. And then, of course, a Friday session or the general session is going to be held that night. Now, like Ryan was saying, there's not going to be entertainment that day. What it is going to be instead is firstly, it's going to be candidate speeches. So all of your incoming state officer candidates are going to give their 1 minute introduction. And then, of course, we're going to go into some of the normal session stuff, have some awards, all of that. So there'll also be, for those who are candidates, maybe you're interested as well, there will be a meeting a little bit before that Friday session. And that's just going to kind of go over the campaign booths, what you're doing, and just making sure you have your materials and whatever. But those campaigning booths will then be for all voting delegates. So if you are a voting delegate for your school, you'll be able to go to the campaigning booths, and we highly recommend you do so. Because not only will you get to have personal interactions with these candidates, you'll get to see, is this someone that I could vote for? Are there ideas, something that intrigued me? Which is super critical, especially when you're voting on your next state officer board. Also, for kind of voting delegates, each school has 1 through 6, normally, depending on your size. So maybe talk to your advisor if you school hasn't already decided who will be your voting delegates. Maybe you are interested in kind of in this process. And then, like I said before, the 15 candidates will do their 1 minute introduction at the at the general session. And then after that, voting will open. So you all, or all the voting delegates, I guess, will be able to cast their votes.
Yep. And after the speeches are done with our state officer candidates, we're going to try to knock out as much as possible. As Milan said, we're running off of two in the Cobalt Hall, now the Huntington Place.
Mm.
We're running off of only two sessions outside of entertainment night. So we're gonna have to really try to pack things in. We're gonna try to get through as much stuff as possible so things run smoothly and you guys can hopefully get out of there faster come Saturday. So we're gonna get through. Give me five winners. We're gonna do virtual business challenge and stock market winners. We're gonna have our chapter membership awards presented. We're gonna go through 100% membership. We're going to hear from our MDA speaker, and we're going to have our Miracle Minute. We are number one. I think there's a little side
Mhm.
note, pretty interesting. We are
Yeah.
number one in MDA fundraising so far. Great job, Michigan. We're gonna keep it up though. I want to hold on to that number one
Yep.
spot. Make sure we get nice, awesome plaque and donate a lot of money to charity. At the state conference, this Miracle Minute is gonna be hype. We're changing things up a little bit this year. So, Anisha's gonna be rapping, so you guys better get all that money, get ready to put it in
Yeah.
our buckets.
No, just to
So,
jump in real fast, Ryan, for the Miracle Minute, like Ryan said, Anisha is going to do some, special or whatever. And it's had some success at the district conferences. Those that he has done his rap or whatever, we've raised a good amount more money. So hopefully with this Miracle Minute, we can raise a lot more than we normally do. So bring your cash, also Venmo, of course. And Ryan and I will definitely be running around that hall getting all of your donations. Also, MDA donations for Michigan DECA recognition are due February 28th. So if you haven't already, fundraise a little bit. My school actually just kind of is finishing up their fundraising right now, and we're about to send out our check to the MDA.
that's what I'm saying. They need all the money they can get. We want to make sure we get a lot of people out to these summer camps. It's a great experience. We'll talk more about it at the state conference. But yeah, going back onto the agenda for Thursday, or sorry, for Friday.
Yeah, for Friday.
Yes, Friday. My bad. We're gonna do our ICDC preview, sunny Orlando, Florida. Can't wait. Gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have my sandals on and I'm gonna be ready to go. So you guys better be ready too. We'll show you everything that's gonna be in store in Orlando. We're gonna go over our math and econ exam winners. They'll get their medals and their acknowledgments, and then we'll go through some general announcements and hopefully send you guys on your way.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a very jammed pack kind of session. So hopefully, all of that stuff goes pretty smoothly. But, some of the stuff that's not in the program, and especially those of you who were coming for the first time, what are you supposed to do with your free time? I remember my first year, whatever, it was all kind of new to me. I didn't know. I thought it was going to be super structured. All my entire day was going to be planned out. But no, there's going to be these general sessions, the Pistons game, award session, and your competition. Then the rest of the time is yours to kind of do what you want. Of course, there are some restrictions, but you have a lot of freedom and independence at state. So there will be, 11 different hotels filled with DECA students. So you'll get to meet, I guarantee you'll get to meet a whole bunch of new people. And I really recommend taking advantage of this opportunity, network with as many people as you can, and kind of form as many new friends as you can. It's really kind of a great experience just to kind of meet new people. Also, in Detroit, you do have, like I said, all this free time. Personally, though, my advisors say no Uber. If you go out, you have to go in a group and you have to text them, whatever. And of course, there's a curfew. But other than that, you have this freedom to walk around, go visit unique things, and eat at really great restaurants. I know personally, I think 2 years ago I went to the Nike store, Campus Marshes, things like that. And it's just, kind of a lot of fun. Maybe you go with people from your chapter that it's just really a great time to get to know them. Also, I always kind of say, you know, every time I'm there, I'm trying new restaurants. Of course, I love some of the go-to restaurants. Sometimes I think I hit up Panera probably every year. It's just a pretty quick breakfast, whatever. But I love going out, especially for lunch or dinner. If I'm not competing and I have the time, I'm definitely going out to those places that I wouldn't be able to try before. Those local places are, some of the memories that I'll never forget. And then finally, as a chapter, make sure you're booking sort of these meals together. I know my chapter last few years, we always do a dinner as a chapter. So it's just kind of a great opportunity just for your chapter to kind of bond a little bit and celebrate, all your successes.
Yeah, I want to bring up a real quick point that Milan just said. Um, while it's awesome to see the whole city of Detroit, please, please, please let your chapter advisor know as you're visiting the city of Detroit. They
Yeah.
have 40, 50. I don't know what your chapter situation is, but a lot of people that they're managing in a big city. There's a lot of volunteers, people that just want to be there to help. Please give the courtesy to just let them know what you're doing. Stay on their schedule, not your own. Um, but yeah, when you have that free time, like Milton said, take advantage of it. This is an awesome city. We're very happy to be in Detroit. A lot of things to do. Now, I'm not gonna say, oh, just wander around the city of Detroit. I'm not gonna advocate for that, but I mean, just simple things like I took a full loop on the People Mover last year. Pretty awesome. I got to stop in different places, Greek Town. I got to see Ford Field, Tiger Stadium, all these great things. As for food, I don't really shop around like Mill, and I kind of stick to my laurels, go to my Shake Shack. It's my go-to since day one. And I don't care what the line says. I don't care what
All
Millen
right.
thinks the line is. It's worth it. Everybody knows
it,
what they're there for. They're there for a reason. It's
you
premium
know,
food.
like it's a good option, right? I won't lie with that, but it's just, especially at the state conference, everybody loves going there. So there's always a
Because it's
line,
good.
especially at dinner or whatever. It's always crazy. So, like I guess if you want to wait through the line, it's a good option for you. Also, people say it's a little expensive for quality of food. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, what I've heard that it's a little overrated.
Right,
But
word on the street. Well, they say patience is a virtue, Millen. So if you're going to win those good lines, you'll be rewarded. I'm sure of it. If I had the choice, I got food coupons too. So I'm spending all mine at Dippin' Dots. Sticking to my laurels there. Best option, first option in my draft. So you guys can spend them anywhere. There's a crap ton of food vendors out there. So be sure to check them all out.
yeah,
Don't just follow my opinion, but definitely Dippin' Dots is there. A lot of great other food vendors, so make sure you use them all. If you're gonna have them, make sure you use all your coupons. It's literally free food.
yeah. I mean, personally, I think Dippin' Dots are a little overrated. But it's like not bad. It's just more of, I don't know. I feel maybe more of like kids kind of treat, but I'd rather just get like ice cream because then you actually like, I feel like Dippin' Dots have like no flavor.
Dippin'
They're like,
Dots is literally ice cream,
no, I
Melon.
know, but it's just like the texture you don't get as like it's not as creamy as like ice cream, and you don't get that like I always get the cookies and cream. I'm a big cookies and cream person, but Dippin' Dots cookies and cream, it just does not do it for me. Like I always, wherever ice cream shop I go, I love trying the cookies and cream flavor, rating it, but Dippin' Dots has got to be pretty low on there just because it's not like creamy enough, and I'm just feel like I'm eating ice a little bit. Speaking
All
of
right,
those
Melon.
meal tickets a little bit though, um,
I think we're distracted from the point we want to hear about the state conference, not about our food reviews, so
okay,
we'll run back.
all right. If you
Oh,
do find
please.
me though at the state conference, ask me about like my favorite cookies and cream flavors, but. The cafeteria does have pretty decent food, so you will get meal tickets that you'll be able to use there. I really like to use it in between competitions, especially if I don't have time to go back to my hotel or whatever. There's also like a cafe and like a cookie vendor, like things like that. Also at the convention center, all day long, there's going to be kind of booths from a bunch of colleges and ROTC. So definitely take advantage of these, learn more about sort of these future ventures a little bit on opportunities and kind of see where you could go, where your future is going to take you. I think that's also kind of a key part of these state career development conference. I mean, it's career development conferences for a reason. You're kind of learning more about your future interests. And then, right, for those of you who haven't been to Huntington Place or the convention center, there's going to be two main floors. That's really going to be your competition, holding room, event orientations, all of that. They're going to be in various rooms. You'll get kind of what rooms you're going to be in, and they'll have signs at the Huntington Place, where you need to go. And then finally, math and econ tests. They're actually normally held on the third floor. So make sure you check out your conference program if you want to do those tests, which are really great if you kind of want those extra recognition and whatnot. And you don't really have to sign up. Hurt. They don't really hurt you. So it's just kind of a great opportunity for sure.
Yeah, I mean, all true things. Milan, I got a question for you. What was your first SCDC experience like?
So it was my freshman year, and I'll always remember this experience for a few reasons. The first one was because it was memorable. I mean, I think the most memorable part of it though was how eye-opening it was. I got into the Huntington Place. I got into the convention center. I was just shocked to see how many people were in those halls, for the general session, whatever it was. And I was just kind of seeing all these high schoolers. It kind of took my expectations and set them higher. And I was like, all right, now I have all these new goals to achieve and I had a lot more to come back to and work towards. I also think it was a great experience because I was able to get out of my house. It was kind of the first time I was traveling without my parents. And I think that's just kind of common with a lot of other people, in middle school or whatever, because of COVID, those school trips all got canceled for myself. But, getting into ninth grade, this was kind of my first experience being with, whatever, like a couple advisors who aren't with you the entire time. You're on your own a lot and you're with your roommates, chapter members, all of that. You got to really connect with those people in your chapters. And especially as a freshman, I was able to connect with those upperclassmen and get those connections that I, didn't always get at school.
Yeah,
But
for
yeah, what
sure.
about you, Ryan? How was your first experience at state?
It was pretty exciting, for sure. Obviously, I was kind of new to the whole DECA scene. I wasn't the greatest competitor. I didn't make it out on stage my freshman year, which was totally fine because I had an awesome, awesome experience no matter how I did in competition. Detroit is awesome. I don't know how many more times I can say awesome, but a lot of great things there, a lot of opportunities. Just the size of the entire conference is insane. And this year it's going to be even larger. The competition is going to be even more massive. It's going to be great. I really think that you guys are going to have a great time with it. It's going to be super competitive, as I said, which will make sure that we do even better at ICDC. We want to make a competitive atmosphere in Detroit. And I think we'll definitely accomplish that this year. So no matter what you do, no matter how you do, don't be disappointed, just keep coming back for more. Use it as motivation to get back here again. I mean, a lot of people I know just want to make it to SCDC. That's the goal. But we're shooting higher. We want Orlando this year, guys. So if you're tuning in today, make that your mission.
Yep.
Study extra
It's gonna be a
hard
great
and make
time.
sure you get there. Yeah. So thank you, Millen. Appreciate
Yeah.
having you on
Thank
today.
you.
That's it for us today. Thank you so much for tuning in to What's New in the Blue, Michigan Deca's go-to podcast for tips, tricks, and so much more. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and to all of you competing at SCDC next month, we wish you the best of luck, and we will see you in Detroit. Have a good one, you guys.
Good luck, everyone.